Wonderful. Well deserved. Congratulations, Senator Looney. The Senate is now yours.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. This is a day of such superlatives in so many ways that my heart is full. I could not begin any other way, though, than by thanking my beautiful wife of 33 years, Ellen Looney, who has been the light of my life that whole time. I also want to thank my son Michael, my grandson Matthew, for being here today. My daughter-in-law Becky is home with our new granddaughter Anna Catherine Looney, but Becky's dad and Anna's other proud grandpa, Assistant Attorney General Steve Strom, is here with us today as well. Wanted to thank so many others who were with me today, beloved friends and relatives, my friends since boyhood, Bill and Natalie Menil, my cousin Jack Looney, his wife Kathleen, and daughter Claire. My dear friends Suzanne Keyes, who was here to make sure that Jack didn't make any mistakes in swearing me in. Their daughter Elizabeth will be joining our staff shortly. My dear friends Nick Neely and Sue Weisselberg, who have been with me through so many campaigns over the years, and so many other friends who are here as well from New Haven and Hamden and other parts, North Haven, other parts of the state. And to my predecessor, Don Williams. Don, your decade of thoughtful and steady leadership has been a superb gift to the people of the state of Connecticut. And your wisdom and your grace under pressure will stand as an inspirational model for all leaders in this beloved chamber. And we all wish you the best, and you will certainly be missed in this circle. Don, your work has been a blessing to us all. And as has been the great work of Kevin Sullivan, now Revenue Commissioner, previously President Pro Tem, whom I first served with as Majority Leader when I first came to that office in 2003. And to my new partner, our new Majority Leader, Bob Duff, your work ethic and energy and sound policy analysis has already distinguished you in this body, and I look forward with great excitement to working side by side with you. To my friend and law partner, Jack Keyes, here we are. Not too bad for a couple of kids from New Haven's parochial schools and Notre Dame High School. Would like to thank Senator Fasano for his kind words. Len and I have been friends for many years. There are times, obviously, that there will be partisan differences, but I think there is an underlying respect that will help carry us through the times when necessarily there will be partisan differences. About 85 years ago, my parents left County Clare, Ireland for a new life in America, just as the Great Depression was dawning in the United States. And they left as millions of immigrants from around the world have done before them and after them. Across the Atlantic, they came to Connecticut in search of opportunity, filled with hope, but not knowing what to expect here. Theirs is an immigrant story, and it's a Connecticut story. On Wolcott Street in New Haven's Fairhaven section, they eventually settled. My father drove a forklift at the Winchester's gun plant for many years, helped organize a union there, became a union steward. My mother, before her marriage, was active with the Hotel and Restaurant Workers Union in New York City, gave that up when she married my father, came to New Haven, stayed home to raise me until I was in high school, and then worked as a cook for the Sisters of Mercy at St. Rose Convent. They prayed at St. Rose of Lima Church, brought me into this world, and worked toward that better life with a firm belief in the value of education for their only child. What the late New York Governor Mario Cuomo said about his parents, who came from Italy, could also be said about mine, who arrived from Ireland. Governor Cuomo said, quote, "It was my father who taught me all I needed to know about faith and hard work by the simple eloquence of his example. I learned about our kind of democracy from my father, and I learned about our obligation to each other from him and from my mother. They asked only for a chance to work and to make the world better for their children, and they asked to be protected in those moments when they would not be able to protect themselves. This nation and this nation's government did that for them. Now, Wolcott Street, where I grew up, will always hold a special place in my heart. Every door was welcoming. Up and down Wolcott Street, it was the same. The Biondis, the Gregos, the Morrisseys, the Moscas, the Peritos, the Caranos, and the Looneys shared the same dreams of a better life, carving out their little corner of the American experiment. It's a dream shared today on that same street by the Rodriguezes, the Ortizes, and the Jacksons. It's the same dream of a better life in America. It is the same dream. A place where their children can grow up to fulfill their potential. Why should the Rodriguezes and the Ortiz and the Jacksons not be entitled to the same opportunities that Connecticut afforded over the years to the Espositos, the Greenbergs, the Looneys, as well as the Townsends and the Saltonstalls before them? Over the last 4 years, in working closely with the Malloy-Wyman administration, Connecticut has become a more welcoming place. I urge my colleagues to continue our state down that path, for Connecticut to be a place of opportunity for all and not only for some. A place where it doesn't matter if your forefathers came from County Clare or Amalfi or Jalisco or Lagos. We are one Connecticut, a stronger Connecticut when we embrace souls seeking the American dream. My parents were proud to cast their first votes as American citizens for Franklin D. Roosevelt and the principles of engaged government that he represented. Time and again throughout our history, we have seen how government can be a force for good in people's lives. A rising minimum wage, paid sick leave, an earned income tax credit for the working poor, cleaner air and water, the largest expansion of pre-kindergarten in our history, job training through the Step Up program, which we passed on a bipartisan basis a few years ago, the loans and grants of the Small Business Express program, partnering with our largest employers to keep jobs here in Connecticut. We are not a United States Congress suffering from the paralysis of partisanship, one where the leaders won't acknowledge, let alone speak to one another. Today in Washington, there are far too many people there who despise and loathe government, who see no place in it, no place for it in a market-driven world, and who want to see it fail and want to starve it of the resources needed to achieve and then discredit it when it stumbles and falls short. Those are not the values of this chamber, and those are not the values of this government, and those are not Connecticut's values. Will we disagree? Yes, of course. Ours is a system of two parties with competing ideas offered in good faith. That is normal. That is to be expected. In close partnership with our great governor and lieutenant governor, we can reach inspiring and magnificent goals. And we must, because our collective potential has not yet been achieved. There is more work to do. We need to make college more affordable. We need more fairness in our tax system. We need to provide retirement security for Connecticut seniors. We need consumer-friendly energy policies. We need to make good on our commitment to early education. We need to bring more transparency to our hospitals and healthcare system. We need to invest in a 21st century transportation system. We need to reach beyond the enclosed silos and narrow fiefdoms of 169 relatively small communities to tackle problems and pursue opportunities on a regional basis. And we need to continue the critical task of developing a climate where opportunities for good-paying jobs and rewarding careers are within reach of those who are willing to study hard and to work hard. We have much to do. To our new colleagues, I say welcome to this historic chamber. To my returning colleagues, and especially to our dear friend Andy Maynard, who it is such a blessing to have with us again today, I say, being with you all here today is a superb blessing for which we all must be grateful. Thank you so much.